Hello, everybody. It's James from the Sneeze Podcast. A long time ago, around, 2008, one of the mid-2000s, I was blogging on a webpage, and I turned it into a news website of my friends. If Brian had coffee, I would have a headline that said, Brian enjoys breakfast with so-and-so. Plans on another one soon. Controversy over Jack's golf score at golf tournament. Little stupid stories. The smaller they were, the bigger I made them. And it was fun. It was just for my friends, but it spread. It spread to other people. Suddenly, the whole town, like literally the whole town, like the political parties were watching me, and the journalists were reporting on me. I didn't want that. There was no Google. There was no Google search engine indexing my site. I just put it out there for my friends, and it spread from one friend to another friend, and then Facebook came. And I was tired of blogging at that point. But Facebook came and took over the world, and I went there first. I was one of the first people of my friend group to go, and I said to everybody, come from my webpage. It's all automated. I can just do the same thing over there. It's all automated. And you could do the same thing too. And they didn't want to come, but they did eventually. It took a while, sometimes 2 or 3 years, but everybody came, and then it was a good time. It was enjoyable. We were just shooting the shit about what we had for breakfast, what we did the night before. There wasn't even any pressure to have that perfect Instagram picture of having a good time and being cool. There was not real pressure. We just talked. It was just a way of talking to friends and seeing what everybody was up to. And then the guy who sat behind me in grade 7 friended me. And I said, oh, somebody from my past whose name I can barely remember, who's not etched in my brain at all. He picked his nose. That's the only thing I know about him. And he's there now. So I friended him. And then he turns out to be a racist. You see, I don't accept racists, unlike Trump voters. If you are racist, that's a deal breaker for me. If you belong to a club that only allows certain members, I'm not going there. And that's what a racist is. Almost every racist will say they're not a racist because they have no idea. They probably couldn't live with themselves if they were racist. Well, Jimmy, who sat behind me in grade 7 and picked his nose, and it's the only thing I know about him because he didn't open his mouth, except to eat his snot, he's a racist. Don't give a shit about him. But I kept him there because you don't delete friends that easily. And then our parents came on and we shut up. We stopped talking. When our parents came onto Facebook, we shut up and stopped talking. And then our bosses came on and we shut up even more. Now, some people are savvy. I'm savvy. I have different friend circles, small little ones for my close friends, which I would tell anything to. A little bit bigger ones, these are the people that I would have coffee with and look forward to it. And then beyond that is another larger circle. And these people are everybody I know, would say hello to on the street, but wouldn't look forward to having coffee with them. And then there's the public posts, which everybody can see. I use it for promotion. I do comedy. I do movies. I do things like that. I need to promote it. So I inflated my friends list as much as I could. I never said no. And I had public posts, but only the public posts were people that could see everything. For the most part, it's just my inner circle of friends. So if you know me, you might say, James, you never post on Facebook, but I do, but only to my inner circle of friends. And that's how I fucked Facebook. And you can too. If you have the balls to make a friends list, to look at a YouTube tutorial or however you want to do it. Facebook makes it harder. They used to have an automatic friends list that said close friends. But now you can't access it. It's down. You have to scroll down 2 pages and click on another thing, click on another thing. They don't want you to do what I've done. They've discouraged that. But screw them, because there are other ways too. Facebook has been spreading misinformation. It is radicalizing people who are ripe for radicalizing. The people who can't spend time in church are now radicalizing because they're not getting radicalized in church. They're not getting radicalized in their social groups. They're radicalized online in Facebook, and Facebook only. It is almost guaranteed if you see an anti-masker rally that they spend a good deal of time on Facebook. And the hell with them. The hell with Facebook. The hell with Facebook not banning Steve Bannon's post about beheading people. They are a cancer. There is no question if I could change anything in this world right now, aside from parts of my body, it would be to get rid of Facebook. I wish Facebook never existed. It is a scourge, and it is just getting worse during the pandemic. because people are lost. People are shocked. They are trying to give explanations to things they can't understand or don't want to understand or don't want to take in. So screw Facebook. Now, there's other ways to do this, and I'm thinking seriously about doing the following: unfriending everybody but that inner circle of friends. All gone. Why? Facebook, there's a reason why Facebook is constantly trying to broaden your network and have friend suggestions, and that's because it benefits them. It keeps people on the platform more often, but really what it's doing is keeping intelligent people away. Now, in the last few months and into the Trump era, I've encountered people who were close to me who posted things like anti-immigration sentiment and close our borders, secure the homeland. These are people that you don't have these conversations with because they're not your racist uncle, but then you find out they are assholes, and you're finding out that you don't want to know everything about your people that you care and respect for, because then that turns you against them and you get into tribes. But I'm saying the ultimate suggestion right now, if you can't delete Facebook, is to delete your friends on Facebook who you wouldn't have a coffee with, who you wouldn't look forward to having a coffee with right now. Get rid of them. Start a new Facebook account. Put this one in ice. You know what? It's crazy. Conspiracies have gone back for a long time. In 1830s, there was a conspiracy that the Freemasons were taking over the world, and that they secretly ran the world, the Freemasons. You may have heard that, because that still exists today. It still existed when I was a teenager, 150 years after. And in fact, 10% of the populations, I think, elected to the U.S. House had positions on, getting rid of those Freemasons because they ran the world. That's how bad it was. But that was 1833. People shot their horses for fun. Now it's different. We don't need this shit anymore. We should be smarter than that. We should be better educated than that. We have better belts than we used to have. There's all kinds of reasons why we shouldn't be thinking that way anymore, and yet we are. Half the population, in fact, is gullible and messed up, and it's scary, because that's how authoritarianism starts. And it's all starting largely thanks to Facebook. Your aunt ate on 4chan. She's on Facebook. Your racist uncle ate on 8chan. He's on Facebook, sharing racist memes. By the way, and I've said this before, the single nicest person in the world in my life was a person who worked at a facility where I went to for healthcare, and was very important. I would have said she is the kindest, sweetest, most decent human being, and she's not. She's old. It's not like I'm blinded by attraction or anything. She's old. I thought she was the nicest person in the world, and somehow she posted on something, and I saw her name, and I did not resist. I should have resisted. I clicked on her name, and there it was. Her first post was about black people being lazy. We don't even have black people where I live, hardly. Very small number of them. And it broke my heart, and it was disgusting. And I live in a province in Canada where racism runs rampant, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't be a part of that. There's other things you can do too. You can screw with Facebook, and why not? If you're Christian, say you're a born-again Christian, like a porn page, screw with the algorithm. That's my message here. Screw with the algorithm, because they want to advertise to you, and you want to screw with that. If you are a porn star, like the Pope, do the opposite. Screw with the algorithm. And unlike anything that you've ever liked, because you're just giving them these horrible Satanists, these pedophilic... No, they're not. That's a rumor. Ironically, I think that Mark Zuckerberg would be a pedophilic Satanist. I would believe that before a lot of other people. Because look at him. And look at his actions, and he's just not social in any way. He's kind of a freak. And, yeah. Post pictures of yourself breastfeeding on Instagram. That'll mess with them. Instagram is owned by Facebook. Let's not forget that. Unfriend people on Instagram you're not really interested in. Shrink your Instagram circle. Spend less time on these platforms. I don't know where to go. I don't know what else to do. Twitter seems the lesser of two evils, but it's not great either. But right now, it's behaving a bit better. And I'm hoping that when Trump gets in to unoffice and he says something stupid that would be judged the same way that you and I would be judged, that his account will be deleted. That's possible. In fact, it's a matter of time. It could be 2 days, it could be 2 years, but I bet it's going to happen. You could use an ad blocker too. But Facebook is disgusting, and we have to not enable Facebook. And it pains me. All my family pictures are there. I like seeing the memories of my kids from 5 years ago, and it blows my mind because I can't believe my kid has changed in 5 years because you don't see it every day. Facebook slaps you in the face and says, hey, things are growing up fast. And I like the connection to my friends. But I don't use it very much, and nobody else is using it. Nobody intelligent is using it. So what are you going to do? We can't see each other in person. Zoom doesn't seem fun, although it's been proposed. I don't see the pleasure in it. Anyway, I'm James Whittingham. This is my thoughts on defunding Facebook. Not defunding, defriending. Check out my podcast, Sneeze, wherever you get your podcasts, and my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you didn't absolutely hate everything I just said. And if you think that my teeth could have been more yellow, but they're doing a decent job with the toothpaste I'm using. Thank you.